Tech now newbies. Okay, so today we're gonna look at what polymorphism or simply overriding a method in that. Okay, so polymorphism is simply what trying to override the content of what of your superclass in your subclass. Okay, so very simple. So if you have a superclass, you can override the content in your method or functions in the superclass that you call in the superclass inside your what your child class. Okay, so let's look at a critical example here and get the general overview of how polymorphism or overriding method actually works in that. Okay, let's get started. So let's say we're gonna have a class, and the class will be we're gonna have human and a man. Okay, so the human is gonna be the superclass. So we say the human class will be what? Will be the superclass, and then the the man the man class will be what? Will be the child what? Will be the child class. So man will be what? Child class. Okay. All right. Excellent. So then let's create the human class. Okay. So we say class. Then we have human, right? Okay. So human class, and then inside the human class, let's look at we having a very simple word, a very simple function or method in here, and we say a human can always do what? Can always run. So let's return return type should be void and then run. Okay, so human can always run. That is perfect. Okay, so in here we'll be having a simple print statement which will show us what it does when this one is called. So we say human human can run. Okay, make sure you put this in the parentheses. Okay, good. All right, so we have this function of or method inside our what? Our superclass called human. Okay, now let's go to the child class. The child class, the child class, we will be we will be using this accessing the run from our what? Our uh, child class. So if you don't understand this concept, we will recommend you to watch our previous videos to get the whole concept of what we're doing here. Okay, so we say a class man extend from its superclass, and then the superclass is what? Human, right? So man class is extending from superclass human. Okay, good. And then this is gonna call only one word, only one characteristics here, that is the run. Okay, so uh but here we said this will be what? In the superclass, this is gonna be the overriding method. Okay, so this is what we're gonna override. Yeah, just for example 6. So overriding method. Okay, good. Overriding method or function. Let me clear this. Good. Then so in here, what we're gonna override is simply the method here. Okay, so to override the method, so um, this is overriding method and this is the overriding method. Okay, so you need to know the difference. This is the overriding method. Okay, overriding method, and this will be the overriding method. Okay, good. So how do we override that? We simply call the same method in here in the what? In the child class. Okay, but how do we override it? Very simple, by changing what? the content in here. So we say the man is running instead of the human can run. We are saying man is running, or man can run too. Okay, good. So we have man can run too here. Then so this is actually what the same what method here, but we are only changing the what the content inside the method. That is why we call it the overriding method or the polymorphism, right? So polymorphism means a class or a method can have many forms, or many content. You can change it however you want it. That is the real meaning. Okay, so this means we have override the content inside the superclass human because we have extended from human, so we can call the method and then override it. So this is simply what overriding a method. Good. So how do we now display this? First we need to make an instance of the class, okay, of this one, because this connects to this. So we need to actually create an object for this. Okay, so a variable, let's say man. Okay, let's use man, and man should be, the variable is m, and the m is equal to the class, that is the object we are creating, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Okay, good. And then I terminate this. Okay, so to call the property inside the child, we need to call the variable name and then append it to the what, to the method. Okay, so we say this will call what here, what I'm about to write. This will call the child class, okay, this will call the child class. Good. So here let me just call this by using m dot what, m dot man, human, okay, m dot run, m dot run, just like this. Yeah, m dot run function, I terminate. Okay, so let's run and let's see what happens on the screen. It says oh, there's a mistake here. It's supposed to be man. Okay, good. So make sure you type it correctly. Okay, good. So the man can do what? The man can run too. Okay, perfect. The man can run too. Okay, so what I did was I created an instance of the what, of the class, that is, this is the object, and then the reference variable type, and then I call the what, the variable, and append it to the what, append it to the method inside the what, the child class. Perfect. But what if we want to display both the superclass content and then the subclass content? It's pretty much simple. What we have to do is to simply do what? Use what we call the superclass, okay? The super keyword, sorry, the super keyword, okay? So to call to actually display this content in the superclass, we need to call the superclass here. We need to call the superclass here by using the super what keyword. So let's say superclass call using the keyword super. Yes, perfect. So this is how it works. We only call the keyword super, oh, super, like this, and then we append it to the name of the what of the method, that is run. Perfect. So run super run, then this is actually what a method, so terminate it like this. Perfect. So this should print both what is here and what is here on the screen. Run is already declared in this scope. Run is already declared in this scope. Okay. Okay. I actually call this at the wrong place. I need to call this one inside the what? The method for the child class. Okay. Here. Instead to call it up here, you need to call it in here so that it will print the statement right up of the what of the child class. Okay, this should work. Perfect. So we got it displaying on the screen. So this is a very basic way of understanding the polymorphism and then or overriding a method, and this gives you the core basics for you to implement a polymorphism or overriding a method in your what in your dart classes. So let me run through this very fast. So first, what I did was to create a superclass, and this superclass is called human, and human has a method called run. Good. Now I extend a child class from the superclass and then call it property or method here, and I did this print out to override the content right in this print out. But later on, I came to now add the content of the superclass inside the method again. Then here, I only did an instance of the class, that is a reference variable man with the variable name m and then a class name. Okay, and this is an object. Then this calls what? This calls the variable and append it to the method here so that it can display this on the screen. Perfect. So this is actually very simple, and if you have any questions or you have any difficulties learning that, or also during your project you have any difficulties, you can leave a comment below the box and then we can see how we can help you. Okay, so we want you to subscribe to Tech Now TV and then click on the notification button to actually be notified of our next upcoming best videos. See you, and I'm out. Peace.